This is the second recording for section 12.2. We were talking about the measures of center, and in the first slide we talked about the mean and the median. Remember, the mean was if you added up the data values and divided by the total number of data values. The median was the middle data value when the data values were arranged from smallest to largest. And the next one we're going to look at is the mode, which is the least used in statistics. The mode is a data value that occurs most often in a data set. If there's more than one data value that has the highest frequency, then each of these data values is the mode. If no data value items are repeated, then the data set has no mode. So if you look at the first data set, you don't have to arrange them from smallest to largest. You can look and see that 5 is the most frequently appearing data value. Right? 3 appears twice, 1 appears twice, but 5 appears 5 times, so it's the most frequently appearing data value. If you look at the second data set, there's 3 2s. There's also 3 6s, so they're both the mode. In MyLabs Plus, it will probably tell you to separate your answers with commas, so you'd write 2, 6. And in the last data set, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can see that there's no repeating numbers, so this one actually has no mode. So mode is most frequently appearing data value. The mid-range is found by adding the lowest and highest data values and dividing the sum by 2. Here we are given a stem and leaf display that represents the infant mortality rates in Western Africa. Find the mid-range. So the mid-range, again, is the smallest plus the largest. Divide by 2. So it looks like the smallest data value is 51. Remember, that represents 51. And the largest data is 151. It doesn't give us units on this for infant mortality rates. It must be, something per 1,000 people or something. So I'm not quite sure how we will. If you add those up and divide by 2, it's 101. So it's probably 101 per every 1,000 births or something like that. Okay, I'm not quite sure. The median, remember, is the middle data value, and these are not, it's not a grouped distribution, right? If you want to write them out, it's like 51, 84, 86, 88, right? You could write them all out, or you could count them again, and remember the median is in the n+1/2th position, and the number of data values is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So n is 16. And if you notice, they are, this is an ordered stem and leaf display, so they are going in increasing order. So we're safe in that regard. N is 16. 17 divided by 2, that should be 8.5. Not positive. Position. So in between the 8th and 9th. Again, if it's only 17 data values, you could list them all out and do smallest, largest till you got to the middle. But this n+1/2th position comes in handy. So in between the 8th and the 9th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 8th number, it looks like, is 114. And the 9th number is 121. All right, so what we're going to do for the median, it's going to be halfway between the 8th and the 9th. So we're going to average those two numbers. 114 plus 121 is 235. Divided by 2 is 117.5. is the median. Mid-range, smallest plus largest divided by 2. Median, middle number. Again, actually it wouldn't even be bad to do something like this. Smallest, largest, smallest, largest, smallest, largest. Right, and keep going in. But remember, you have to go out that way, but down this way. So you go opposite directions. And you can see then these are the two middle numbers. So that wouldn't be bad either. The last thing, which is sort of a weighted average, is calculating your GPA, which you should all need to know how to do. How you do this is on a 4.0 scale. A's are worth 4 points, B's are worth 3 points, 2, 1, and 0. So you multiply each numeric grade value by the number of credit hours, right, which makes sense. If you have an A in a 4 credit hour class opposed to a 3 credit hour class, that helps your GPA a little bit more. Add these numbers together, divide the result by the total number of credit hours taken, and then round to 2 decimal places. You always hear of GPAs to 2 decimal places. So calculate the GPA here. There's 3 credit hours of an A, 4B, 4B, 2C, and 2B. So keep in mind that an A is worth 4 points, a B is worth 3 points, a C is worth 2 points, and again, a B is worth 3 points. So write down the point value for each of the letter grade. Again, D's are 1 and F's are 0. Then you calculate the total points. So that's 3 credit hours at 4 points. So we do 3 times 4. Then we're going to add together 4 times 3 plus another 4 times 3 plus 2 times 2 plus 2 times 3. So that looks like 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 4 plus 6, which gives you a total of 46. All right, and the one thing you want to make sure is that you don't divide by the number of points for A's, B's, and C's, D's. You divide by the total number of credit hours. All right, so the total number of credit hours is 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. So we're going to take our 46 and divide by 15. I think the most common error is that people add up these and divide by that, but that doesn't even make sense. You need to make sure that you add up by the total number of credit hours. 46 divided by 15, if you punch that in the calculator, that's 3.0666. So we round to 2 decimal places. Since this is larger than 5, we round up. So it's 3.07. And that is the end of section 12.2.